Alright, we are back with more Dwarf Fortress. Histories of Avarice and Enterprise. And we are doing a rare third stream of a year. So I'm pretty excited about that, because that's kind of a final frontier of sorts, because we're never going to do more than 4 streams in a year. I'm never going to do 5 streams to a year. That's ridiculous. Never going to happen. But you know, a full year in 1 stream, that's real simple. Splitting the year in half, 2 streams, also pretty simple. And then of course we've got splitting it into 4 for each season, which is also quite simple. But year 14, we're doing the less common, but still bound to happen, 3 streams in a year. You know, the first 2 seasons, those were about 4 hours. But then the third season of the year, you know, it's spring and summer, 4 hours. And that was with a lot of planning. Autumn, with minimal time to stop and plan, 3.5 hours. So, it's possible that this will be a short stream. It's possible it'll be a long stream. I really don't know. All I know is we're in winter. We're just gonna do some winter things. And who knows, maybe we'll touch year 15 afterwards. It's entirely possible. But we started the stream at 10:01, it's 10:10. Let's not dick around. Let's just continue our active game. In the world of Umamnar, the dark Oblivion. And of course we are returning to Eneth Aral, the City of Waters. On the 1st of Moonstone, early winter, year 14. I've got beer, I've got cider, and I've got the Penji charging on the dock. But it's probably charged. Let's see. Let's see what the charge is at. Oh. We are booling. Life is good. 2 freshly cracked cans? And a mostly fresh pen? You can't hate that. You can't. Alright, so. We've got Moody Dwarf. Gathering items. Ustuth Patonol. The carpenter is being peculiarly secretive. Of course, we have 5 hostels. Our 4 dangerous pets, as well as Ugstor Asab, Ugstor Mystery Shafts, which is a humanoid, a huge humanoid composed of olivine. It has 3 stubby tails and has a bloated body. Beware its poisonous vapors. So it's a large humanoid made out of stone. Currently, its left foot is fractured, torn open, and its lower body is dented. Interesting. I wonder, if he dies, does he turn into a statue? Or do I just get olivine? Or do I get none of those things? I don't like that he's climbing, though. Climbing abilities, they're a little unsettling. But he's got no eyes, so no stress there. And of course we have an injured citizen, Moldoff, the armorer. Likely to have more injured citizens now that I think about it, because, yeah. Unfortunately, our legal system is a little busted, and a lot of our dwarves got hit with, mild infractions. You know, for the most part, it's mostly, a single hammer strike. And Kadal, You know, being the friendly, loving human that he is, Kadal doesn't come in with malice. You know, Kadal kind of shows up, and you know, he told Moldoth, he said, "Look, this is your punishment. You're not getting any jail time. Let me see that arm." Whacks her in the arm with his hammer, bruises it, tells her to go to the infirmary, and that's it. It's pretty simple. Ustuth getting a hammer strike. It's total over 2 months in prison. Shem, hammer strike. Bemble, 2 months in prison. Dumed, 2 months in prison. Unib, 2 months in prison. Arab, hammer strike. Asmal's dead. Momu's hammer strike. Takud, dead. Astesh, hammer strike. Kogan, dead. Sarvesh, a militia captain, a hammer strike. And Tosid, the 300th dwarf, also gets a hammer strike. So, thankfully, I do believe I have enough beds, but still, it's not the ideal situation. You know, do I wish I had the ability to call it off? Oh, hell yes. But, you know, the sentence has been laid. You know, I still argue that it's ridiculous, because we had full approval to sell the figurines. Those were the only things that have ever been banned that we sold. We didn't sell bolts. We didn't sell swords. We didn't sell bucklers. We didn't sell cloaks or bracelets. The only thing we sold were figurines. It said we could sell the figurines. And then after we sell everything, they put export bans. And a bunch of my dwarves get in trouble for selling stuff that they were told that they could sell. It's ridiculous. I am not a fan of that. So now I'm gonna end up with like 6 dwarves in the hospital. Possibly worse though, you never know. Kadal might end up striking one of them in the head, and a much sadder tale. Let's quickly look at our duties. Yeah, we're making more steel picks, and we're gonna forge some platinum book bindings because, well, why not? And then I want to look over in here. And yeah, we are just going to pump out literature. I mean, we currently have 7 different pieces of written content. Principles of the Mountain Home. Understanding the Dwarves. It is the Mountain Home. We see wins. The Mountain Home. Before and after. Great Genius. And a Humble Offering to Solon Matchbell. Written by Solon Matchbell. But yeah, that's 7 books. 7 books. And I'm pretty happy that we're getting more literature. I'll be ecstatic if you know, we ever hit the point where I have a scroll wheel for all my literature. I do plan on selling a fair amount of books in coming years, in the hopes that future fortresses and adventures I can come across said books in the wild, because that would be really cool. It's my understanding that stuff that you sell to the merchant caravans, you know, can appear in the fortresses associated to that civilization that the merchants are from. So by selling to the merchants of the Red Guild, you know, it means that my other locations could have these books. Of course, these other locations can't make their own copies of these books because they haven't read any of these books. With the exception of, I believe we sold a scroll of Understanding the Dwarves. But it could have been something else. We did sell a single scroll, which is good. But, you know, I'm more of a book man myself, you know, filling my shelves with books is kind of one of the goals. It'd be cool if we could, you know, end up with all the shelves full. Or just all the shelves stocked with books. You know, I don't know how many books makes a shelf full, but having them stocked would be cool. It'd also be great, you know, to possibly have books extend beyond a single page, because I believe all of my books are a single page. We See Wings might. Yeah, it's a one-page novel, so really, it's a short story. You know, but it's pure creative writing. That's all that is. Ah yes, and Zulba Nilvad, the Hammerlord, has bestowed the name Memadusim upon a silver warhammer. Because we have a lot of named objects now. We got some symbols. And, no champion yet. Haven't locked into anyone who's fully deserving. Though Melbill's definitely, in the running to be the champion. And what else were we doing? Yeah, I can put some doors on there. Right, yes, yes, yes. The magma forges were completed. Oh, and I can finish this fortification, because I want them to be 4 deep, just in case we encounter things. And hopefully they're not able to shoot flame more than that away. It's entirely possible they'll be able to, though. Come down here. Alright, we're smelting hematite and making steel. Magnetite and steel, pig iron and limonite, and pig iron and native platinum. Alright, let's run it. First a moonstone. And winter has arrived on the calendar. Oh yeah. Just like the fall, we're opening up with a party. Is that dog plus? Why is there dog plus in here? That's dwarven wine, okay. leather shoes already? I made so many shoes in year 14. Over like 250 pairs of shoes were made. Sick. Love it. That's such a good song. What do you mean you can't find needed items? It's got blocks. What are you looking for? We have clothing, right? Like cloth. We have so much cloth. I have to have rough gems. Not out of rough gems. Yeah, I've got rough gems. Oh, I'm out of logs. Maybe she's looking for... I didn't think I was out of logs. think it issues logs. Yeah, I need logs. Okay. Just back to gathering items. Which really, yeah, it had to have been logs. I knew I had pretty much everything she needed. It was really just about opening up the pathway. stuff. It's probably gonna be a floodgate. But she's being secretive. I think peculiarly secretive means that they tend to keep it for themselves. I could be completely wrong, but carambola, limewood, acacia, sandstone, and pigtail cloth. Ooh, what are you going to grab down here? Birds be fighting. Birds be fighting. Birds are fighting, dwarves are partying. Still a lot of dwarves partying. Like, we have a lot of jobs going on too. That's the crazy part. Yeah, like Kadal's taking his sweet time on doling any punishments out because, well, Kadal gets distracted extremely easy. So many dwarves in the pub. Ooh, guinea fowl leather. 127 worshippers. We're just gonna make that one big room. What do we got here? Carambola logs, limewood logs, acacia logs, sandstone, pigtail cloth, rough onyxes, guinea fowl leather, sandstone blocks. We got people training. Need more logs. That's gotta be the quickest I've run out of logs. We're almost out of moonstone. And like we've done minimal stopping for planning. Like we haven't really been dicking around that much. And it's been 35 minutes just for this this month. We sent the moonstone. Oh, and Ustuth has finally begun her mysterious construction. We got goods mandated. We want... Okay. Oh! So we've got... I don't need that many bucklers, do I? Just 3. Just 3 bucklers. And then I also need 2 coffins, 3 cloaks. Cloaks will be done, bolts will be done. Let's make 2 coffins. Should cover our needs. We're gonna do a good amount of butchering in this next month, though. It need be done. I'm curious, what all was she using? Yeah, carambola, lime, and acacia logs, some sandstone, pigtail cloth, rough onyxes, guinea fowl leather, sandstone blocks, 10 stray nanny-gome bones, and cave spider silk cloth. Yeah, that could literally be anything. Anything a carpenter can make. Oh, it's the first of Opal. I swear, the 28th of Moonstone just slipped right by. I didn't even feel it. Alright, but that first month. 40 minutes. So it's probably going to be close to a 2-hour stream. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe a little bit less. Don't know yet. We'll just have to wait and see. And I just want to check my coin situation real quick. $15. No, it should be 14. 4. 4. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're good for year 14 currency. Man, those birds are fighting. There we have it. With Stuth Tonal, the carpenter, has created Isramilram, a carambola wood grate. She claims it as a family heirloom. Well, that's okay, because I didn't want a carambola grate. Summer Peaked. This is a carambola wood grate. All craft workmanship is of the highest quality. It is encrusted with cushioned sandstone cabochons and decorated with carambola wood, lime wood, acacia, guinea fowl leather, and cave spider silk. This object menaces with spikes of sandstone, pigtail, and onyx. On the item is an image of dwarves in goat bone. The dwarves are traveling. The artwork relates to the foundation of Galiline by the fair rim of the Red Guild in the early spring of 2. Cool. My birds be fighting. And my dwarves be dancing. Alright. We gotta reduce our bird population. Way too many roosters. Yeah, we'll slaughter those. Right. Gotta have so many donkeys. Yeah, we'll start with those. Too many donkeys. Donkeys and fish. Also, as a follow-up to yesterday's stream, I did not hit 3 hours and 33 minutes on the dot. On OBS I did, but with with YouTube, they cut it 2 seconds. So it ended up being 3 hours, 33 minutes, and 31 seconds. Damn, those dwarves are partying. I actually have a mild plan for the very end of the year. Oh, we're slaughtering. Almost got our bucklers and coffins made. Good. Good. Yeah, we have 100 dwarves in the top 2 tiers of happiness. Ooh! Ubul Regothendoth, the Spearmaster, has bestowed the name Ostuk Lotal upon a steel spear. What does that mean? Sneaked order. Okay. Alright, so since it's kind of quiet and chill right now, let's resolve a few things. 11 p.m. And all the lads have hopped offline. I can't judge them though because they'd probably stick around longer if I was in. But I have not been I've not been in Discord for a little while. We still got animals that we're butchering, and then we're gonna butcher a bunch more. You know, we simply have too many. But my plan is, in late winter, I'm going to sequester all of my dwarves within the fortress. No outside time. We're gonna do minimal tasks, and it's just gonna be a lot of, just, you know, doing what they do. Partying, writing, praying? You know, maybe if we can get everyone to just, work less and party more, we, we'll be all the better for it. Ball? Yeah. Ball wants bigger knees. Alright, and all our first missions are, they're all bound. Plus we're binding other books. The Dukes. Like, I know we're in a fairly positive environment as far as building a fortress goes, but I still gotta say, the happiness values of my fortress, I think generally and genuinely, just across the board, are pretty impressive. Are we still live? Yeah, we're still live. Those dwarves are partying. And she wants bracelets. And down here, we'll also do shell bracelets. Those birds are just having their own little war. Mind you, it's mostly just posturing. No one's actually hurting anyone. still got people commenting about a thing that I commented on Skyrim about Ayla the Huntress. It is so cold outside, IRL. Those birds are still going, just warring the war for survival. They know there's butchering happening, and they don't like that. But they're taking it out on each other. We are not making loincloths or socks next year. Oh, it's first of Obsidian? Late winter? Alright. What jobs do we have? Oh, it is such simple stuff. Such simple stuff. Okay. So. I want to look at... Everything. It's going to be an active zone. I think that covers everywhere. So pretty much the idea is that this last month of Obsidian, everyone's just either going to be drinking, studying, or praying. Nothing else. Oh, and yeah, they'll do farming still, and they'll come get water. But other than that, they're leaving everything to its own devices. So what we're going to do is we're going to lock the front door. Lock that. this. Yeah, I believe that's all our entrances into the fortress. And, you know, this might get me another book. Would be cool. Ultimately, the thing that would really set things off for me is if we got, a religion going. Yeah. The, book would be appreciated. Religion would be better. It'd be also great if my dwarves would ponder death a little bit more, because... Yeah. Wouldn't be angry if my dwarves accidentally discovered the concept of necromancy. Yeah. But this last month, I really hope this doesn't bite me in the ass. Everyone's off. End the year catching a vibe. It's the first of Obsidian. Let's fucking go. My dwarves have a month of partying and studying and praying ahead of them. It's dwarven rub springer as far as I'm concerned. The time to let loose, break rules, but also praise God. Praise be to Barros, the fatal urns. Oh yeah, that's the thing I want to do, so that way everyone chills the fuck out. Hauling. Nobody's hauling. Nobody's hauling. Nobody haul. I don't want anyone hauling anything. Don't touch anything. Don't haul. Do not haul. Yeah, that's really the only thing we're gonna do. Is it a rat? Yeah, it's just a giant cave rat. I ain't stressing over those. Hold on, why are you constantly trying to do this? Okay. They couldn't drop off their armor, even though they were standing in the zone. Pub's full. Yeah, we got people in the places I want people to be. Look at all these devout followers of Barros. Yeah, we're into the 8th of Obsidian. Dwarf's just grinding it out. Dude, the pub is packed. Holy shit. Even the library is pretty packed. A lot of people eating. There's people reading. The library is not a cafeteria, guys. Yeah, they're discussing Gears of War? Or Guilty Gear? No. When people say Gears, it's Gears of War. Bro, you did not have to sleep on that floor. You chose. You have a room. Man, I love this because look, we got this like the front of the library is obviously very busy, but then we got like the back library where just Limel's back here just reading. Great genius. The most self-glazing book that has ever existed in this fortress. And they're praying to Barrows in particular. They're not just worshipping. They're meditating on death. They're praying to Barrows. Zula, was she just hanging out there? Wow, she still considers Sabrek to be a long-term acquaintance. They've been in this fortress for over 10 years together. They've been serving in the same squad for a large portion of that time, and you're telling me she's like, yeah, we're work friends. Yo, you guys want to hang out outside of this? Oh, like when the whole group gets together, yeah, we hang out. No, but like, you and Sabrek have never just hung out. Just Zuglar and Sabrek. No. Why not? Never happened. Jeez, those birds are just throwing hands. even want? Bolts. Yeah, that'll satisfy her needs. Oh, we got people puking. One person puking. These them had a little too much to drink, it seems like. Oh my god, that is so many dwarves. Yeah, there's got to be like easily 100 dwarves in the pub right now. I've never seen this many dwarves. I'm not worried about no forgotten beasts. Something shows up here, I'll just unleash a forgotten beast. I got beasts to spare. I got beasts for days. Beast City, baby! Look at them all, man. They are partying. Bro. Oh, yeah, we got some rotten stuff. Oh, I can't get to my... Now we can dump stuff. I ain't trying to trap my dwarves in with a bunch of miasma. You're hitting the wrong frickin' button the whole time. Oh, and I just realized we're in the last week of Obsidian. It's the 21st. Which means we are almost at the end. It's dangerous. The entire Fallout collection is on sale. Ooh! Just what I needed. We've never had this many dwarves party like this. Look at that. Oh. Hell yeah. "27th of Obsidian?" A little over a day left. And the stream's coming in at just barely under 2 hours. Just barely. Oh, I just realized my, Yeah, that wasn't part of the plan. I'm not trying to kill these dwarves by any means. Is he bringing water? He is. Shoutouts to Obok. Use standards. Excellent bard. Excellent dwarven being. 28th of Obsidian. Yeah, that the House of Beers is popping off right now. Ooh, would you look at that? We done did it. In under 2 hours, we completed the winter season. Which is great. But it does mean that if I am to return for year 15 later on, like almost right after this stream, it's likely just going to be another season. You know, we've year 10 was done in four VODs, even though you know, 2 of those were failed attempts of the first half of the year. The third one was the one that we committed to, but the fourth one was the second half of the year's footage because the third attempt, the video didn't record properly, but the audio did. Very frustrating. And then after that, we started doing 1 of 2s. This is our first 1 of 3s. You know, we got 1 of 2s, 1 of 3s, 1 of 4s, 1 of 1s. So yeah, probably just to get, you know, a reasonable amount of gaming in, but also sleep. I'll probably come back for the spring of year 16. Year 15, not year 16. We're in the year of 15. We're about to enter the year of 15. Technically, as I say at almost the start of every stream, we sit on the precipice of year 15. The next stream we'll actually take that dive into it. But yeah, I think year 15 we're just gonna do is four streams. Could be three. Could be three. You know, we might do a little tonight, a little tomorrow, and then the rest tomorrow. Um, Saturday, Sunday. Gonna try to fit in full year streams. But it will be difficult as I do have a fair amount of plans for Saturday. So we'll see. Saturday might be a half year. We'll see how things go. You know, take it moment to moment, just like how we do in the fortress. But yeah, it's a lot of dwarves. A lot of dwarves in the pub here. So let's do what we do and save and return to the title menu. And we're going to save to the main folder. Saving units, machines, world information, artifacts, bing, bang, boom. And there we have it. Dwarf Fortress, histories of gluttony and labor. And it is 12 a.m. on the dot. Beautiful. That's where we're gonna call it. Right on the 2-hour mark. Still bummed I didn't get 3 hours and 33 minutes last night. I clicked it in OBS, but because I tried to click it on YouTube, it ended up cutting out the last 2 seconds. Note to self, if you want to do that next time, just commit to the OBS time and YouTube will almost certainly adjust for it. But yeah, we just hit the 2-hour mark, so that's where we're going to call this stream for year 14. And I will return shortly for year 15. At the very least, we're going to do the spring season. Probably save summer for tomorrow or tomorrow evening. Maybe we'll do the fall. Maybe we'll do the winter. But, you know, year 10 was a mess. Year 12, well, year 10 was a mess. Year 11 was done in 2 parts. Year 12 was a single part. Year 13, 2 parts. Year 14, 3 parts. Yeah, year 15 is gonna be 4 parts. It's gonna be 4 parts. But we're over the 2-hour mark, and yeah, I'm gonna close the stream and set up another one, and just keep warping my fortress. Because I am hooked on this game. Every time I play this game, I get hooked. But I've also never really gotten much further than the point I'm at. You know, it's like the 10-15 year mark in the fortress. Like, what do I need to do? I actually still have a lot to do, which is nice. You know, there's times where like I'm gonna wait to do stuff, but we have the supplies to actually do it reasonably. But now that I've got magma forges, things are far more streamlined. They don't have to be constantly getting wood. Wood still has a very, very consistent use and need. You know, ash, pearl ash, and all that other stuff. But it's not the choke point that it was before. So, a lot of production. You know, year 15, we're gonna make a lot of clothing still, a lot of armor, and yeah, just keep building the City of Waters to be the capital city that I want it to be. You know, because we're now entering the halfway point of this playthrough. Because like I said, we're playing until the end of year 28. After year 28, when it's year 29, we'll go 2 weeks in. We'll hit our anniversary. And then I'm going to retire the fortress. And I'm either going to do an adventure mode, or I'm going to do another fortress in the same region as part of the Red Guild and just further build the empire of the Red Guild. You know, pretty simple plan. But, you know, we're only in year 15. you know, if the fortress is going to year 28 and we didn't start the fortress till year 2, this is really going to be the midpoint of uh, of the run of Enetharal. So I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully things just keep getting better and more profitable and stronger and more fortified. So that way, future fortresses I can be a little more risky and stupid. This one, I wanted my first fortress to be really solid and stable and set up, so that way, it kind of felt like I had built the real capital of my empire. And then other fortresses hopefully won't grow as large, and the City of Waters can remain the capital uh, for a time. You know, maybe eventually I'll build an even bigger, grander city. But you know, we're in such a wondrous location. The entire empire is built within like this massive dell within these mountains. So yeah, I'm really just hoping that we can build that empire up to be strong, so that way in 100 years, in 500 years, in 1,000 years, the Red Guild is still going strong, and possibly even the dominant civilization of the world would be cool. But yeah, this is where